Hello, YouTubers. This is Brian here, and I'm going to tell you guys how good Superman and Lois was. So, after watching the first episode, I was kind of skeptical how it was going to be, because I was okay, man. Are they trying to make it all like cute and light, funny, you know? But then after I watched it, man, it was really dark, but it was also funny too. But it was like kind of how a DC show and a film should be. Light at times, but also dark, shows what like the real world is like, which that's what's supposed to be about. DC's all about, man. Try to keep it relevant to the real world, kind of. So after I watched it, I was just so hooked on it. Seeing like the actor who plays Clark Kent, Derek Hunlin, I can't pronounce his name, but oh my god, one of the best, performances of Superman I've seen on the small screen since Tom Wellings as Superman. And oh my god, if you see the show, there is a lot of references to that show, Smallville, man. There's like there's like, you'll see some Easter eggs here and there, and then, you get to see like, the characters from Smallville. You get to see, you hear a mention of Pete Ross. You get to see Lois Lane and her kids. Then you get to, you'll see like, oh, Smallville High, the Crows. That's right, that was mentioned from the Smallville TV show. And like, you just get to see like, you see a lot of stuff about how like, Clark Kent grew up, what his childhood was like. How hard was it for him to be, a kid with superpowers and not having to like, be normal, which is great because I love how that showed a lot in Smallville and in Man of Steel. So you kind of got to see what was like, how he couldn't fight back when he was bullied, even though he could, and he could beat the crap out of them with just one blow, but he couldn't because his dad was like, really strict, telling him, oh, you have to keep yourself a secret because the world isn't ready for you to be who you should be. Which I thought that was perfect how they explained that in the show. And then the actress who plays Lois Lane was great. She was funny, she was witty, she was smart. She was very independent, and she holds her own. She's like a very strong female character, which I like that, because most of the CW shows with superheroes, some of the female characters are kind of like damsels in distress at times. You probably have one or two strong female characters, but usually some of them are damsels. So it's kind of nice to see like, okay, this is who Lois Lane is. She's a reporter, she gets the facts, she can handle herself. When she really needs Superman, she'll call him. And you kind of see the device they use whenever like they need help with Superman, which you kind of watch from the animated shows. And you get to see his kids, how Clark and Lois got married, which is great because if you watch Smallville, you kind of see them, finally get married, but you don't know what happens to them. So I like how this show kind of like gives you like, oh, if Smallville would have continued, like if they would have made like an epilogue scene of Smallville, this would have been it, which was like, oh my god. And the show kind of reminds me of like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I know that doesn't make sense, but there's a lot of like, there's a lot of like similarities. There you go. Because Clark's son Jonathan's like the perfect child. He's good at sports and everything, kind of like Harry's son, James. He's perfect. Good grades at school, good with the girls. And then Harry's other son, Albus, he's kind of like the quiet one, kind of has some issues, doesn't know, what it means to be like a Potter, kind of like Clark's middle son, Jay, he's kind of like different, has some problems, anxiety, depression, which is great to see like a character who's the son of Superman have those type of problems. So I love that. It was like, okay, imagine a teenager who has anxiety and depression whose father is Superman, and then imagine if he has powers, because you'll see what happens. You don't know who, like, you think like, oh, of course this guy's gonna have powers, or this one's might have powers, but it's just gonna blow you away because it's so fucking good, man. It's amazing. And like the rest of the episodes, like it just keeps you going on suspense, and it's just like a movie. Like the cinematography, the locations, the action sequences, just like a feature film. So I highly recommend you guys to go see Superman Lois on CW. It's amazing, it's perfect. Guaranteed go see it, you won't be disappointed. Peace.